Okay, so for example 1, okay, it's like still an inequality, but we've got a few more steps we've got to follow. You got to go through the multi-step inequality, like can I distribute, can I combine like terms, all that good stuff. Here we don't have distribution, we don't have any like terms, we don't need to move all our variables over, which means that the first place we're going to start is by subtracting 160 from each side. So what I'm going to get is 4f is less than 340. Okay, and then the last thing I have to do is get rid of this 4 right here. So to get rid of that 4 right there, I divide by 4 on each side. So I get f is less than 85. Okay, so that's it. So I'll make a graph. Put 85, what type of circle should I use? Open circle, and I'm going to shade to the left.
So on that thing, does it have like a sensor so like when you're like this close and puts it around?
Mm-hmm. You'll be like a quarter inch away. Yeah, you write, like you touch it to write on it, but then if you want to move around, you don't touch it. It's weird.
Do you ever just be like, oh, like get too close to it?
No, usually not. All right, so then for example 2, this one's kind of weird because, once again, don't distribute. We don't have any like terms on either side. We don't need to move our variables over, which means that we should be starting with our constant as our first step. However, our constant is 1, and there's a bigger problem, which is this divided by 3 right here. So how would I get rid of that divided by 3? Yeah, multiply by 3. So I multiply by 3, and I do 3 times 7, which is 21, is less than or equal to. So my 3's on the right cancel each other out. So I'm just left with 1 minus 2n. So what would be my next step here? Minus 1 on each side. So I'd have 20 is less than or equal to negative 2n. And then what should I do? Divide by negative 2, which, remember, when you divide with a negative number, which is what I just did, what happens? Yeah, you got to flip your inequality symbol. So now, instead of a less than or equal to, I'm going to be working with a greater than or equal to symbol. So I got 20 divided by negative 2, which is negative 10. And then on the right, I just have it n. Now I got to re-flip the whole thing because n's on the wrong side.
So it was right originally.
Yes. So I got n is less than or equal to negative 10. Why do we flip it?
Just to give
Because if we hadn't flipped it the first time, when we take the mirror image, we would have n is greater than negative 10, which would be wrong. So that's why you have to flip it both times. So when I graph it, I have negative 10 with a closed circle, and I'll shade to the left. Yeah, because we have a less than. All right. And then for number 3, we got to go through our steps. So what's the first thing we always try? I'm going to turn that thing off. So we got to distribute first on number 3. So what do I distribute with? Okay, so I do negative 3 times 3, which is negative 9. And then I do negative 3 times negative x, which is positive 3. Because the negative times negative is a positive. And then greater than 16. What should I do now? Combine like terms would be next, but we don't have any, right? And all our variables are on one side. So we should add 9 as our next step. Do you have a question? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, now what do I do? Divide by 3. So I get x is greater than 8.3 repeating, which you can write, which is okay, 8.3 with the line above the 3. What else could you do? Math enter, which would make it a fraction, which is 25 over 3. So either one is okay. So then I do my graph. It's an arrow pretend. So I got 25 over 3 with an open circle and shade to the right. And then number 4. Okay, what are you always supposed to try first? Gotta try to distribute first. So what am I distributing with? The 2. What happens to the 3?
Bring it down.
Bring it down. So I got 3 plus what? 2x plus 8 is greater than or equal to 3. Okay, so we distributed. What are we supposed to try to do next? Combine like terms. Do I have any? Which ones? 8 and 3, which would give me 11. So I've got 11 plus 2x is greater than or equal to 3. And then what should I do? Minus 11. So I get 2x is greater than or equal to what? Should be negative 8, yeah. And then divide by 2. So I get x is greater than or equal to negative 4. So I put negative 4 with a closed circle shaded to the right. No, that's only on word problems. All right, so tonight's homework, you need to get out your journal and write this down real quick. So we only got about 3 minutes left. So homework 3.8 is on page 191, and it's problem 16 through 36 even.